I'm currently working on organizing my desk. It's a bit cluttered and there's a lot of paper here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that January was awesome. January was a reset month for me. And what that means is I took the month to really try to break down many of the processes within our business and within life that can improve greatly. Sometimes the hardest part of improving is the getting to the nitty-gritty details and being completely honest with ourselves about where we're falling short. And so routinely what I end up doing is having a bit of a review for the year at the end of the year, and then I have another one right before February, and it kind of helps to clear up anything that just wasn't really detailed. See, I think there's a great percentage, I'll look it up, of people that create resolutions and then by the end of January, like, nobody's following through. By the time February comes around, it's another year around the sun for me. For me, it was more significant to measure and calculate by where I'm at, where my journey, where my timeline is. There's been some low points, there's been some high points. And if you would have explained this to me when I was younger, I wouldn't have understood, because actually it was really overwhelming to think about highs and lows, and then to experience them at some point, really overwhelming. Really, definitely grateful to the friends that I had around at that time to count on. Now, as we've grown up, there are things that we have to confront by ourselves. And that's not to say that we don't have family and friends nearby. It's just sometimes, we reap the consequences of our own actions, whatever those are. It's time for us to take accountability and be as productive as possible. So as an example, we'll call the business a long-term project, because in essence, the business consists of multiple projects. And every project has a completely different timeline. There could be a project that's only 1 hour, 2 hours, a day, multiple days, multiple weeks, and multiple months, depending on the size of the project, the budget of the project, and the detail of the project. Everything has a different intensity. The level of complexity can just intensify the bigger the project is. But in essence, they're just projects. Now, as we go on into the management part, you have a business, and it depends on you wearing all the hats. It can be overwhelming. That's just how it works. If I would have understood that at a younger age, then maybe I would have been less anxious. At the age of 15 or so, my father had a business, and there was things that were just too much for me at the time, with school, friends, all of the emotional stuff. It was too much. It was emotionally too much. But fortunately, because I have experienced that at a young age, I know how to deal with it better by now. This is 15 plus years of that now. And there is one quote that I recently listened to, actually a couple months ago, where it says just because someone has 20 plus years of experience, perhaps if you have, let's say, 30 plus years of experience in something, is it 30 plus years of the same year over and over? Is it the same year over and over? Or are you continuously learning and growing and improving? Is it the same year over and over? Or are you continuously learning and growing and improving? Flashback to 15 years ago, more than that, I found a book on self-development. I believe it was in the 8th grade book fair. Always love book fairs. And these, I had questions that I wanted to ask that no teacher knew the answer to.